Before this video starts, I kind of just want to mention this. Hopefully it won't affect this video too much, but there's been a cold going around at work. I'm pretty sure I've caught it, but at the end of the day, I didn't want something this minor to stop this devlog time. So, at least on this devlog, more than ever, I'd appreciate your likes as a kind of, you can do it. Things aren't as bad as you think. It really hurts. So last time around, I mentioned if I get the over 100 likes, I'll show off the secret project I've been working on. Now, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to leave that for the last thing in this video, and I'm going to show off a few other things first. We are slowly going through and updating all of the shower riders, and Hosif has granted us Zikros. I still love saying Zikros. Zikros. Yes, we don't have updated versions of Tsukiyomi, Amaterasu, and Susanoo? I think that's what they were called. But Zikros himself has been updated. I actually kind of like this. Yes, we kind of ran ahead adding everyone, but we are slowly now going through updating, and I honestly feel it is adding so much. Yes, I always had a soft spot. I mean, I made this mod, but now that we are slowly going through and updating things and actually making them good, this is so much fun. I am so happy. Talking about updating, you might have seen a few things. You know what? Let's go through them. Last time round, I showed off my updated Kamen Rider G3. Still absolutely love the way this turned out. I just hit E by accident, but I still love the way this turned out. You kind of don't understand how difficult it is to try and make something that feels detailed enough that you can recognize it as the character, but kind of keep within that Minecraft vibe. Currently, we're actually trying to come up with a list of things that we like and dislike when it comes down to 3D modeling, to come up with a kind of strategy and style guide for what we want. If you got kind of any input on that, I'd appreciate it. But since last time, I managed to get G3X, the updated version of G3, G3 Mild, a kind of watered down, lesser version of G3X, so it can be used by multiple different people. I actually don't know if this is stronger than the normal G3 or not, I can't remember. But we also got from the movie G4, and then SIC granted us G4X, a kind of upgrade yet not of G3X. Essentially, G3X was damaged and they used parts from G4 to upgrade it, making G4X. I love SIC sometimes. Kind of nice to talk about it. And also from SIC, we got Kamen Rider G1. Yes, in I believe it was the first episode of the show, they state that Kamen Rider G3, or more importantly the G series, is based on unidentified lifeform number 4. And for anyone who doesn't know, unidentified lifeform number 4 is Cougar, which is actually kind of funny because they then later retconned to say that Agito took place in a different universe from Cougar. So how is this based on Cougar? But then Decade kind of brought it back and said, no, they are the same universe, yet they're not the same universe. And G3 is actually still based on Cougar. It's weird. What makes it even more confusing is this random repaint of Kamen Rider Agito that appeared in one of the kind of show convention-y things. They did an SH Figuarts that is a repaint of Agito, but they're actually identical. I kind of noticed this whilst designing this. The fact that G1 has the gold on the one leg but not the other leg, the same as Cougar Rising Mighty. Agito is the exact same. Is this Agito actually unidentified lifeform number 4? Is G1 based on this Agito? It's amazing the kind of connections you make whilst kind of working on textures and working on the mod. But moving on from G1, you might have noticed, well, there's another belt here. And, well, you see there's another rider here. Thanks to the up-and-coming Agito movie. I guess spoilers if you don't want to be spoiled, but let's face it, there's promotional images everywhere. You've already been spoiled. we have Kamen Rider G6. I absolutely love this, and I absolutely love the fact they did G6, not G5. Now, going back into the kind of lore with the G system, G1 was the first one, then G2 was a giant robot. Yeah, the G series isn't always a armored suit of armor kind of stuff. Then, of course, we got G3 and the variants. G4 was never meant to exist, but the plans for it were stolen and he was ultimately made. Then G5 was actually not a suit of armor. G5 was essentially a squadron that was built and kind of assembled to fight without the use of G system equipment, if I remember right. They might have actually had the G system equipment. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while. But essentially, they are just a squadron of normal people. So, them actually calling this G6 and not G5 makes so much sense. I absolutely love this. I know most people probably wouldn't care, but Agito is definitely one of the series I absolutely adore. Talking about series that I absolutely adore, we got a new form for, well, Kamen Rider Odin. I believe the Odin suit has also been updated a bit. Blurtle was never 100% on it, but I've got to admit, this looks amazing. Please let me know, what do you think? Does this look amazing? Now, this is the first time I've ever used this form, so hopefully this works. And it doesn't work. Okay, looking at the code, I understand why it didn't work. I was using the wrong card. This is a variant of Kamen Rider Odin that we saw in the SIC book thing. SIC Hero Saga, I think is what it's called. I'll put a picture up on here. It's something that I always wanted to add because I think it looked awesome. Now currently it only gives flying, but later on I got a feeling this is going to get glide. But even if it doesn't, that looks menacing. There's also been a few new things added for Kamen Rider Faiz. Or well, some new, some updated. The first of the concept riders, unused riders, Neo Alpha, has been updated. Thank you, Andrew. As well as the Rio Trooper V2s from SIC. But let's face it, little updates to the textures, that's not what you're here for. You're here for some new stuff. All of the mission memories have had updated textures. That's kind of nice, and I believe some of the belts have been updated prior, as well as the armor texture. Next is the Faiz Accel, which is the thing that lets you change form now. Used to be the mission memory, now you've actually got to craft the watch. And if you didn't know, yeah, you can time out with this thing. It's a temporary form. Yes, we've got temporary forms now. I'm so happy. Next, you might notice that the blade actually changes colour for the golden version of Faiz Blaster. You didn't know it's based on this figure. And I completely forgot about the fact that that figure actually came with a Faiz Blaster. I love it when we can add obscure stuff. Now, I showed off this structure last time. I should have known what this was. Especially because I asked Axos to add it. Yeah. This is the dry cleaners from Kamen Rider Faiz. And well, now it's had its loot added. Now, the paintings still have problems. By the sounds of things, the paintings are actually more of a Minecraft issue. More than a we're doing it wrong issue. So if you ever see paintings on the floor, just put them back up. Don't think it's meant to be that painting. I don't know what painting. That painting will do. But the main thing is, well, the chests now have unique loot. I've said this prior, but I really want to add some unique things within the city to find. Now, I don't want to add anything too special or amazing, but I really do want to add unique things for collectors or people that really like the show that want references kind of thing. And one way to do this would definitely be loot. Yes, this is where the toy versions of the mission memories spawn, as well as these. I believe these are a reference to something in Kamen Rider Faiz. Problem is, I've not seen Kamen Rider Faiz. Why do I get a feeling I'm suddenly going to turn into sand? Now, Axos has been looking into fixing this building, but seems like there might still be some issues with it. Let me see if I can find one that spawned incorrectly. We found one! Yes, this is how that building is meant to spawn in. If you can't tell, this is Kamen Rider Kiva's kind of dragon thing. I can't remember if this was ever stored inside of a building in Kiva or if this was just a thing from Decade, but it's definitely a thing. So yeah, we have another building. Might still need a bit more work, but I think it looks amazing. I'm so happy we can start adding more things now. Just seeing the silhouette of that in the distance. But I decided to find another dry cleaners because there's a few more things I forgot to show off. Faiz Blaster has now got a new form. This is Faiz Blaster. Yeah, I'm not going to say that just in case. But, wow, that's rapid fire. I was not expecting that. Which effect is doing that? Oh, it's Gatling. That makes sense. Might need to look into nerfing the Gatling effect. Next, we have a form for Kamen Rider Saiga. Yep, he now has the backpack thing. He can now hover. I don't know if this should have glide or if this should have creative fly because it is a jetpack and he does kind of go around. Should this have boost? Let me know which of the three almost flying effects should this have? Should this have boost? Should this have creative fly? Should this have glide, which is essentially elytra fly? Or should I try and do something custom for it? I don't know. Let me know. But if this having fly wasn't terrifying enough, what if Rio Troopers could fly? Wait, it has cannon. Oh, I could shoot fireballs. I'm not very accurate in third person. Rio Troopers are now more scary. Just imagine, you go to the Nether and then there's just these things just floating around in the sky. Sniping you. You'd be done for. Now there's a few other things I could show off, but you know what? Let's go on to the big thing. Now you might be asking, well, that's just Black RX. What's special about this? And well, do you get it now? For those that might not understand, let me show you something. Now do you get it? Now do you get it? Yes, I have started experimenting with some of the newer versions of Minecraft. Now, does this mean the mod's going to update? I don't know yet. There's a lot of things I want to try and a lot of things I want to experiment with. You might remember recently me showing off the things with Kamen Rider Drive, and especially the tire with Kamen Rider Drive. This is something I want to do more of in the mod. Currently, can't. The main reason I can't is GeckoLib was never set up to perform this the way that I require, except from GeckoLib is set up to do this. Unfortunately, GeckoLib is not set up in 121.1. Yes, it's kind of funny really. The most used version of GeckoLib doesn't have the most important feature that I require. Kind of funny really. But I am at least now considering and experimenting with the newer versions. Now, I wanted to have this a lot further on than it is at the moment, but I am doing this the correct way. You didn't know, last time round I made a lot of really bad mistakes with Kamen Rider Craft, especially in the early code. And unfortunately, I kept on building on those mistakes instead of actually fixing them, meaning that essentially I can't fix those mistakes without changing a lot of code. So I've decided, you know what, I'll try a little bit of an experiment, Master Rider Craft, on one of the newer versions. Now, as I said, I don't know how far this is going to go along, because especially I want to, essentially if I am going to update the mod, it's going to be to 26.1, it ain't going to be to 121.1, no, 121.11, that's this version. But I just want to start experimenting and seeing if a lot of the ideas and a lot of the concepts I have are possible. Now, I'm not the only one. A few other members of the team have also started their own experiments, so don't expect anything too amazing anytime soon, but I just wanted to announce and kind of show off the fact that we are considering it, we are looking into it. So I'm going to end things here. If you've enjoyed this for even a split second, please do consider hitting the like button, subscribing if you're not already. And if you have any ideas for things you would love to see built into the basic kind of core of the mod, let me know. We want to do some animations, but only basic, and the issue with sounds is copyrights. I kind of need to say both of those right now before somebody requests them, because I know that's going to happen. Either way, till next time, goodbye. And this is actually the first time I've ever messed around with a happy guest.